something that we haven't really spoken about much, which is how do you deal with the everyday mundane things at work? You can find a shorter title, that's your problem. But how do you deal with trivial things at work that grind your gears and just annoy you every single day, every week? Like how do people deal with meetings like every day at work? Like, do you know, I still hold this rule. I've never left a meeting at work or in a workplace or professional environment and not thought that could have been an email. Not one.
How do you turn around to your boss and be like, I'm only going to attend if you meet my criteria?
You know what I mean?
Your boss could be like, you're only going to attend if you want a paycheck, mofo.
You know the one there, like, yeah. What was it? Workplace dramas. Oh my god, bro.
Oh,
How do people deal with this stuff?
bro.
And like, the worst one is, if you're one of those people who love the drama and feed off of it, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Because to me, that's stress. That's mad stress. And there's people out there that thrive on it, bro. Like, they go into work actively thinking, alright, big day takeover, innit, bro? We're all good, man. You got a hypothetical?
We start with the hypothetical.
It's my show. Do I want?
Fair play. In the spirit of doing what you want, if you could slap one public figure without consequence, who would you choose?
There's a lot.
Comment below.
There's a bag of them.
Just for yourself, for your own personal pleasure, if you could just full whammy, bear claw somebody across the face, who would you choose?
See, I'd want to do it to Trump. But I'd want to do it to our Prime Minister too. Boris Johnson. Nigel Farage.
Instantly political, huh?
Tinky Winky.
Why?
He's a fool, man. He's a glory hunter in full. The rest of them deserve more credit than they got because of him. The characters that played it done bad things to kids.
Well, that went up quick.
That's what they said.
It's definitely a big dick taker.
Public figures. Anyone that does like videos that are pranks in public to try to go viral, the media slap. They draw me.
It's a no prank spin-off show for us.
No. Otherwise you get slapped. Film list. You're already on enough list. What about you, bro? Who would you slap?
I don't pay attention to that many public people, but
How do you think? Just because it would be hilarious to see someone who goes, oh for bro, get slapped.
Yeah. I really don't know. Damn it, who do I have animosity towards these days? I really can't think of them. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm trying to rack my brain, but there's just people I find annoying. But even them, I can't think of at the minute. I try to block them out for as much as I humanly can.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
So they
Die with a CEO guy?
Nah.
Just because he's got a flat wall face.
Not even
the guy on the Go Compare advert.
I really don't know. Maybe I'm a pacifist these days. Is that the right? That is the right word, isn't it?
Yeah, talking of surprising things. Who want to did you know?
Yeah, let's get off this because
I got a mathematical did you know?
Okay. Get your calculators out, people.
Does involve a bit of reading. Yeah. The letters A, B, C, and D do not appear in the spelling of any numbers between 1 and 99.
Okay.
That's quite interesting.
What? The letters A, B, C, and D.
None of them appear in the spelling of any numbers between 1 and 99.
Now I've got to run it through in my head.
This could take some time.
Well, no, because you only.
If you don't edit this with the whole like symbols and equations thing behind your head, I will be so angry with you.
You know the worst thing is that filter's more than likely behind a paywall.
I'll be so angry.
I'll try. I'll do my best.
The letters A, B, and C do not appear anywhere between the spellings in any of the numbers from 1 to 999. Now, I know typically we would say 101, but if you were spelling it, you'd probably say 101.
Mm.
Don't appear.
Yeah, that is.
The letters B and C do not appear in the spellings of any numbers between 1 and 999,999,999. The letter B first gets introduced at 1 billion.
What about the letter C?
Probably don't even say. Oh, it does. The letter C does not appear anywhere in the spellings of numbers from 1 to 10 to the power of 27.
And what is that, a septillion or something?
That would be 7. 27.
Oh, that's an F.
So I don't know what that even is.
A septillion?
That's 7.
Yeah, I think it's like 7.
That's a million billion. Keep going
Yeah.
7 times. This keeps going 27 times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what it becomes an octillion.
Learn something new every day. I thought he was gonna go like something algebraic with as soon as you said like
Nope.
numbers and letters.
Go that way. Yeah. I stumbled across it. I was like, that's mad.
Yeah, again, it's one of those
How
things.
could like 4 letters that are just like super common just not a bit? But specifically A.
Yeah, the first letters, few letters in the alphabet don't a bit. I see this interesting thing the other day about, so if you draw all of the numbers with a straight line, each number has a set amount of angles in it, and that number of angles is equivalent to its numerical value.
Oh, wow.
So 1 has 1 angle in it, 2 has 2, blah, 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 blah. And I was thinking about it, and it actually works. I don't know if it actually works with all the numbers, but if you draw them in straight lines like they did in the old days, I guess, then it actually does work. I think you'd have to put the line through the 7 though for it to work on the 7, but I'm not too sure. But again, it's interesting to look up. I told it to somebody and I was like, I need to fact check that myself before I keep perpetuating that. But now I'm here on the pod saying it. But somebody else will fact check me along the way, I guess.
True. So the other random thing that always baffles me is that if you have an A4 sheet of paper, you can't fold it more than 8 times.
It's not only A4, it's any size of paper.
No, has been done.
Yeah, they use.
But the bit of paper was like, I think, 1.2 kilometers long, and they done 12.
Is the world record 12? I bet that must have been the thinnest.
It was basically tissue paper, and it was stupidly long.
Mm.
But like regular A4 is 8. But after that, it's not possible.
I did have an origami phase in my life at one point.
Same. I think we all have now.
It's. I mean, once you get beyond the paper aeroplanes, it's actually quite peaceful and therapeutic. On that note, should we go get into the episode?
Damn right.
Let's go.
How'd you do this intro stuff? What's going on, people? Welcome to the Perspective Chasers podcast. Is that how you do it?
I don't know, you took over. How do you do it?
I don't know, bro. I don't listen to you half the time.
Thanks.
Is there a template for this?
No.
I hit the intro, man.
We've done that already.
You gotta do a little flashy thing, isn't it?
That's art. That's before this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it again.
No.
It's Big Day Takeover. Roll it again.
No.
Roll it again.
No.
On a second time.
You take over this part unless you want to do the editing for me.
This is gonna be silence here.
Why is there bickering on every Big Day Takeover?
There's just gonna be silence here until you fill it in with that intro.
I'll fill you in with an intro in a minute.
I'll fill you in with a finale.
You definitely got no finale.
It's a tsunami, bro.
A tsunami of sweat.
A tsunami, punami. Why is it always arguing? I don't know, man. You just get all up in my grill for no reason.
It's your grill, bro.
But there was no confrontation here until you labeled it confrontation.
Well,
I was asking how you run this intro, and you got all like,
you took over and then you asked how to take over.
bro. I don't know if you want your intro all uniform or not. You get really specific about things.
It's meant to be a Dave Takeover, right?
Welcome to the podcast then. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about something that we haven't really spoken about much, which is how do you deal with the everyday mundane things at work? You can find a shorter title, that's your problem. But how do you deal with trivial things at work that grind your gears and just annoy you every single day, every week?
You got something on your mind, big man?
Well, there's a whole bunch of things, bro. Bearing in mind we're coming from two different perspectives of someone, we both have jobs. Like, I have a team to manage, and like you do overnight, so they're very different things, right? So there's always things on those that are going to irk you. But like, the one that annoyed me this week, I had 2 meetings this week. It's rare for me to have meetings, right? But I had 2 meetings this week. And both of them, I was just like, okay, meh. One of them, there was just like a complete lack of leadership, direction, planning. Then one of them, man, I feeling slightly patronized and was confused.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's like how do people deal with meetings like every day at work?
So,
Like, do you know, I still hold this rule. I've never left a meeting at work or in a workplace or professional environment and not thought that could have been an email. Not one.
so there's this thing that I came across before, and as always, I can't remember who said it, so I apologize for not giving them credit. But they basically come up with this concept of they'll send an email and be like, "This is the criteria for me to attend the meeting. Are the people that need to make the change present? Are the this, that, blah, 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 blah." And they have like a list of criteria for them to basically show up in person for a meeting, because so many of their meetings could have been solved
Oh,
with
it's just so
a phone
avoidable,
call,
man.
email, this, that, whatever else. Or the
Literally.
people that need to be there for things to get done ain't
Mhm.
even in the bloody building.
It's
So,
just so pointless.
like, what's the point in about having a meeting for a meeting?
Yeah, it's just so pointless.
So if you can find a way to kind of like filter yourself out and be like, okay, cool. Like, well, if I'm going to be at the meeting, is there A, B, C, and D in place so that the meeting can actually be effective or whatever else? I don't know. Like, is everybody that holds meeting? Well, I guess not everybody's holding the meeting. Most people are going to be the invitees. You know what I mean? So how do you turn around to your boss and be like, I'm only going to attend if you meet my criteria?
You know what I mean?
Your boss could be like,
Mm.
you're only going to attend if you want a paycheck, mofo.
You know the one there, like, yeah. But there's other things going on, like dealing with people that you don't really care about.
That's life.
But like in the workplace, it's like all the time. Because like they're not just random people in the street, right? They're a step above that. So you see them often. But you still have to be like, hey, when you walk off, you just go, who was that? But you see them every week. You know what I mean? You have to do all the go up and be like, how are you? It's like, I'm here. Well, that's very positive. Take it how you will. I'm here, innit? Now, what do you want me to say? I'm here for the same reason as you. To pay my bill. Pay overpriced money for food so that I don't starve. Not that I'm going to starve anytime soon, but you get my gist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, how are you?
I mean,
Like, what? Don't ask me how I am. Then the best thing you could do is just not say anything. Don't even give me a customary. No. No.
but then won't the environment seem hostile as hell?
Mine would be peaceful. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, but there's a difference between that. So again, it's just about if they were people that you enjoyed talking to and everything else, you have no problem with them saying, "Hey, how's it going?" Da, 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 da. But the thing is, you don't value them, so you don't look forward to hearing from
It doesn't need to be hostile. It's an amicable silence. You don't need to acknowledge me in your day, and I don't want to acknowledge you in my day. So let's keep things moving.
But maybe they want to be friends with you.
I don't care. I send an email.
You need a hat that just says, "Leave me alone."
People would still say something to you, though.
They'd say, "Nice hat."
They'd be more inclined to say something to you. Like, go away. Was it workplace dramas? Oh my god, bro.
Oh,
How do people deal with this stuff?
Bro,
And like, the worst one is, if you're one of those people who love the drama and feed off of it, what's wrong with you?
yeah.
How do you do that?
I
Because to
remember,
me, that's stress. That's mad stress. And there's people out there that thrive on it, bro. Like, they go into work actively thinking, something's different. I like it. Now, who do I go and ask? You know what I mean? Like Varys out of Game of Thrones, man, with his little spies. Like, what are we doing?
bro, I remember workplaces mentioning no names that literally felt like a playground. Just the bickering and the proverbial kiss chase going on, and it's just like,
Mate, it's wild. Like, I just don't understand why people thrive on that. And also, like, you try and actively avoid it at all costs. Still find you.
bro, I think some people actually just like the drama.
But like, but the ones when you try and avoid it, you do your thing, and it still finds you, and it still comes to your doorstep. And then you have to spend like half an hour of your time hearing about it.
Like, bro, how many people do you think actually just enjoy stirring that workplace pot? Just enjoy fueling that fire, and they just sit at home just cackling to themselves, just like, I've done it. Like,
You won't believe what I've done at work today.
no, but
Who was that? I told so and so about so and so. You should have seen it.
the worst thing is, more than likely, the person stirring the pot has nobody else to gossip to.
Oh, damn.
They're probably sitting there just laughing to their own reflection, just like, we've done it.
Nah, they
Like,
tell them the plot.
I mean,
So then they can go, hello, Vera.
and I'm the dad. God help us all. But yeah, what other
Oh,
workplace
bro, that joke.
you shouldn't have been?
There was a hell of build up for that. It was worth it.
Unfortunately, it didn't make the cutting room floor. But
We're in too deep now.
I don't know, bro. Like, I genuinely do think some people just thrive off that drama at work. Like, some people have nothing going on in their lives and they enjoy gossiping about other people, or they just enjoy having something to talk about, so they'll talk about other people's lives.
There's people that thrive on drama full stop.
Mm-hmm.
They're the kind of people that walk down the street, see two people arguing they don't know, and be like, ooh, what's going on over here? You know, they go get involved in it for no reason.
Bro, it's like people slow down when there's a car crash. Like, even if you're on the motorway, people will slow down and create a traffic jam to look at a car crash for 2 seconds. Like, you, I mean, there's worse. I mean, rubbernecking, like spinning your head to friggin'
Yeah.
look at a woman walking down the street and that. And you're like, you can't do nothing. You're in a car moving down the road, but instinctually, your mind just takes over. It's like, I don't do that. Like, some of these things are just hard grained, like wired into us. And I wonder if gossip is one of them. It's just like, if you hear something, your ears perk up. Like, even yourself, if you was just about overhearing a conversation and nothing interesting was going on, and then you heard a key word or somebody getting a bit irate or whatever else, somebody swearing a bit, instantly your ears will perk up and you tune into that conversation a hell of a lot more.
True. True.
I think it was something that I must have been a book that I was delving into. It was talking about like the origins of language and how gossip was more than likely one of the first causes for language and communication. And again, fact check me on that by all means. But it kind of tracks because
Where's that, like, where the proverbial Chinese rumors come from, no? Or Chinese whispers, sorry.
no, that's stereotypes.
No, it's not.
Go
Nice
on.
try. Well, Chinese whispers is telling multiple people in a row, and eventually the original message gets lost and becomes something else by the end of it.
Yeah, that's different from gossip though.
But gossip mutates, though.
Yeah, but for varying reasons. Like the concept of like just general gossip would be like to say about like where's good to eat, where's bad to eat, or whatever else. Like,
No, gossip is usually talking about people.
nowadays, yes, but I'm talking about like the origins of gossip and everything else. Like, obviously, the first few things they would have had to talk
Could
about.
you believe that Eve ate that apple? She screwed us all, ain't
But
she?
even that, they
That's
would,
probably like the OG bit of gossip right there, isn't it?
bro, even when we was more like primates, they'd be gossiping about
Do you
each
believe
other.
what Cain done to Abel? You seen his face? Just biblical gossip.
Do you think those people actually existed?
That was just me being very generic.
I know,
I'm
but
not
just
religious at all. But...
genuinely, like,
Well, if you're going along a path of evolution, something must have existed for us to be here.
yeah, but again, another
And even
area.
if you track that back through dinosaurs, etc., there must have been one of something.
Why?
How would life create? Even if it was just one organism.
This is going to be a hell of a tangent. But
Something had to spark it.
why?
Ain't no smoke without fire.
But see, this is always as far as our understanding. Like,
I mean, I can only work in the confines of my brain, bro.
but
And I ain't working with a lot. There's a lot of holes in that confine, and a lot of
that's cheese.
a lot of diabetes too,
Barbados.
and then a lot of gray matter. You know what I mean? It's taken a few hits to the noggin over the years.
But again, like, this might probably is just a stupid train of thought, but we often get stuck with this idea of like there has to be a beginning, there has to be this, there has to be that. But why? But by our rules, there has to be. Like by our observation, there has to be a beginning because we begin, we end, and everything else. We convince ourselves that this has to be a universal law. By what means does it have? Nothing has to be the way that we say it is.
So how would it have happened?
Like, God, Nim said, God knows. But
Allegedly.
allegedly, God knows. Even still, like,
I mean, if there is a big man or woman up there, they were angry today with the way that thunder was coming down. Jesus. I've never heard thunder like that in my life.
torrential downpour.
Like, legit, you know when you drive, right, at night, and like people got them dumb bright headlights that blind you for a second? That happened to me today in daylight because of the lightning.
Oh, damn.
It was that close to us. I think it's the first time in my 31 years on this planet I have been like pretty much directly under a thunderstorm.
I think I've been
Normally we
under.
get hit by the rain and stuff, but the thunder is out in the distance. You're not actually like in the eye of it.
Mm.
But today it must have just been bang over us because, jeez, oh. Like literally driving along the A road, bro. I was just driving like, what? It was literally like that.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, gee, the
Yeah,
hell?
now, I have seen some super bright,
Hmm.
like,
I'm gonna look online
flashes.
later see if I can see some photos or something because I reckon he's sick.
Mm. But yeah,
God
like,
lit up the shot. It's like now there's lights.
I do think that, like, we all kind of just try to fit existence into our own kind of, this is life and it has to be this way. But again, like, there's no really, there's nothing to say that it has to be any which way. There are things that we can observe, yeah. But there's also a hell of a lot that we can't.
Mm.
So we've just kind of got to guess the in between. But even still, what we perceive it as life and our existence and everything, like the world's forever changing, and the world that we perceive now isn't the world from 1,000 years ago.
Mm.
Life may have been completely different millions of years ago. Freaking dolphins could have been the superior race on the planet, and they could have retreated into the waters, and just anything could have been possible. But because this is our existence, we just believe that this is the way. I
Do
think,
you think the fish see us as the weird ones, like how we see them as the weird ones? Like when we say, "I
mm,
wish you could live underwater" and stuff like that, we kind of go, "Oh, man, we can't be underwater." Do you think they're the same with us, but like on land? Do you think it's just a couple of fish down and just go, "Man, I wonder what it'd be like to be on land"?
I want. Do you think fish perceive that they're in water?
That's what I'm saying. It's interesting, isn't it?
Mm,
So I read something earlier about like a specific kind of fish. If there's like an emergency situation and they have to all go through like a narrow like kind of passageway,
mm.
they essentially line up, so they understand the law of like common order.
But well,
The bunch of fish going,
surely.
I'm taking another 333. You've seen the size of that thing, mate. Yeah, unlucky son. Everyone queuing up merging traffic, bro.
This is the thing. There's intelligence to all life, whether it be
Well, let's not stretch that too much. We know people.
yeah, that we do.
We know people.
Unfortunately.
I wouldn't say there's intelligence in all life, bro.
Okay, there's intelligence among all life.
I still think that's a stretch.
Potentially among all
I don't
life.
think there's potential either.
Glimmers? Flickers?
We know people thicker than a mushroom.
Hey?
We know people who have less intelligence than a mushroom.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't think of a mushroom as something necessarily thick to, or are you saying mushrooms lack intelligence?
Can't imagine it being a bloody super genius, mate.
But you'd probably be surprised at the intelligence of mushrooms. They actually connect through.
They have intelligence within their own confines and world.
So do we.
That's my point. Again, comparatively, a lot of people out there dumber than a mushroom, bro.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna argue with the damn.
That's my point.
Yeah. A lot of people out there dumb because of mushroom. No shade. Depends what type of mushrooms you take. But
The sweets, man, they can make you dumb. Probably full of additives, but it's
bro, all of this stuff about additives, we've completely got off the workplace.
yeah. Coming back onto my episode, my takeover about pet peeves in the workplace. No, another one is a pet peeve.
One.
People like you want to chat rubbish about things that they really care about and no one else cares about.
What do I really care about?
I was just using you as a vague example of how you go off on a tangent when no one else gives a damn but doesn't want to go on a tangent.
Oh, yeah.
We all have that one person at work. That was interesting. But we all have that one person at work, man. Where you talk to them and they start waffling. You're like, I don't need this. I don't care that you still ketchup on your jeans. Like, I didn't ask. I
To
didn't
be fair,
ask.
there is a time and place for waffling. And
You said, how am I? I said, living the dream. And you're telling me your whole story. I don't care. Why must you waffle? Why? I'm trying to go about my day. Yeah.
time and a place, bro. And this
I'm
is
just
my
trying
time and
to
my
have some
place.
coffee, man. Look, you're fine. Oh, it's in a workplace. I was using it as an example to segue back in, bro. Okay? It's called using words. And we all have that one person. Shut up. Shut up.
I mean, I'd rather hear a random story or complete tangent topic than just hear somebody moaning.
I'd rather hear none.
Depends on my mood.
Yeah.
Do you like working in silence?
Yeah.
I do.
Love it.
I mean, I'd rather talk to myself. Sometimes too.
Yeah, but me working in silence is me with my headphones and playing very loud, heavy music.
Yeah.
To then actually try and focus for 5 minutes before I inevitably go walk. I can't focus for damn.
Yeah, that's clear.
Like that.
Any more workplace pet peeves?
Picking up slack because someone got sacked. That's a jar.
No. Picking up slack just because somebody's useless. That's a job. At least if they're out of the building, they're out of the building. If you're still here and getting paid, and I'm pulling your weight, get in the bin. Get in the bin. Everybody has somebody in their workplace that somebody or multiple people are carrying the damn weight of.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Worse when they're a senior person.
Often they are
Not
a
in
senior
age, in
person.
rank.
Bro, them people that you genuinely ask yourself, how the hell did you get there? Like, whose pickle did you tickle to get in that position? Like, seriously.
Aloe vera.
I had to find a politically correct way of saying it. Vegan friendly too.
Depends on the pickle.
Definitely in Brian.
I'm just saying, there's something about two vegans being together and doing things that isn't very vegan in my eyes. But anyway,
I mean, to be fair, they're not consuming.
wow.
Well, so I actually looked into this before. I don't know if we
Unless it's a blast of air,
I don't know.
there is some consumption going on there, bro.
So
You know what I mean?
again, my brain goes down those weird places.
And consumption goes down there too.
Trust. But my brain posed the question, is it acceptable for a vegan to breastfeed? Because technically they're consuming the milk of a mammal. But because of it's like the parent or whatever else, it's accepted within their circle. Like essentially there's always a loophole to suck on a tick.
It's a good pastime to have, to be honest.
Good loophole.
Mm. Mm. Titty.
We're on a tangent again. What? Yeah, that's definitely not workplace appropriate.
Oh,
You back in the room?
yeah, sadly.
Any more workplace?
Do you know, Big Day Takeover has just turned into multi-sections
Mm-hmm.
podcasts where we just have a theme, but then we have multiple themes, and I'm here for it. Welcome to Big Day Takeovers. It's ADHD in 40 minutes.
Pretty much. Anything goes.
Great.
We bounce around the gaff and then you blame me
What
for
about
it.
you, homie? You got any work pet peeves?
Damn it.
Don't necessarily have to be current employers. Can be past. There's plenty for past.
Oh,
Plenty for past.
let me go through my Rolodex.
Being called on your one day off in 14 to work.
Bro, just people that just don't know when to leave you alone.
Do you believe?
Like those people that just don't know that there is work time and then there is you time. Like, not everybody wants to live and breathe your business.
Mm.
Some of us want to mind our own. And I'm trying to do that. Like, bro, the times where I've like completely had separate work phones and personal phones and don't give my number out to people and completely try to like keep life separate. And then people try to jump into your life and get too close or like compartmentalize it.
I don't think we realize how invasive phones are.
Oh, the hell.
I don't think most of us actually realize it and deep it. That
Mm-hmm.
anytime someone messages you, they're literally just putting their hand in your face
Mm-hmm.
and just slapping your life to say, hey, hey. Like, who said you can jump in here right now? Oh, well, my phone did. Because guess what? Hey, like, I'm busy. Hey, I'm busy, bro.
Again,
And even if I'm not busy, stop invading my day. It's jarring me.
it's really going to depend on the person, but the same could be said, or if not worse, for phone calls. It's like, I want to talk to you now. So if you've not heard from that person beforehand, like the
Who are you,
audacity,
bro? Who are you? When you get a call from a random number, the first thing I think is, who are you? And why are you calling me?
the first thing I think is border control again. It's like, seriously?
They found your location. They know where you're going.
Bro. Spam calls. Hate them.
That's why you got to come up with that generic greeting to get back at them. The thing is, there used to be an art to spam calls where people would call you. Then you could throw something back at them and it was hella awkward to get them to hang up. But now they're all robots, so you can't even use like the good jokes that you have.
Yeah. I remember at the time of like when prank calls were in their kind of heat. I used to love a prank call. Like, especially when you got somebody good, or like if somebody got me, like I'll just go with it for a little bit. Just say, hey, I'm bored too. Let's have a
Right?
chat. This is your minutes.
Right. That's in your minutes. Let's go. That's a throwback.
Oh, trust.
Remember those days?
Yep.
The £5 thing.
You get your bundle.
Yeah.
The like five a friend bundle.
Was
Or
it £5 Wednesdays or something like that? It was like for a week or something. I can't remember.
that was T-Mobile, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was like some specific thing. And then BBM became a big thing.
What's your pin?
Yeah. Ah!
That made life too easy. That was like fish in a barrel. Because it was like so much safer than a phone number.
Mm.
But now, like, even with social media and that, like most people, you're giving out your name. And like, if you give somebody your social media, you've literally, for most people that are public on social media anyway, you give them your diary. Like, they know what you eat, what you had for breakfast, what time you go to bed. They've probably seen a day in the life video. It's nuts.
Bro.
Work pet peeves. What more?
Underpaid, undervalued.
Bro, I was literally just thinking about that. That is going to be every
Not
week.
getting double time on a bank holiday is a crime.
I mean, overtax for the work that you do. That's everybody.
Hard.
Um,
You pay bag of taxes.
Trust. I'm trying to think.
Want to
Like,
work? Tax. Fill up your car? Tax.
well, want to earn? Tax. Want to
Yeah.
spend? Tax. Want to live? Spend. Want to die?
You want to buy a
Tax.
little bit of chocolate after work? Yeah. Tax. Cheeky beer. Want cheeky beer? Relax. Tax.
Okay, here's a question.
You want to smoke? You want to pick up a habit? Tax.
Is there any
Tax.
item that isn't taxed?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the worst one was, are you bleeding? Are you
Okay,
bleeding? Tax.
bro,
That's tax. Tax.
talking of
That's
taxes,
tax.
when the hell was it acceptable for plastic bags to get to like 30p? Remember when people were
30. I've
almost
seen them
right?
charging way worse than that.
Remember when people were rioting at almost 5p? Now, like, everyone's just accepting their lashings and going, yes, master, £10 for
That
a
also
plastic
triggers me
bag.
because I went to a shop the other day, got one of their bag for life, put it in my car. As I was getting out of my car, literally 10 minutes later, I pulled the handle, like normally, not like a dumbass, pulled it. I was like, cool, I was like, that feels light. I got the handles, but no bag.
Oh, damn.
I was like,
And who's got the energy to take it back?
I just got mugged.
Scam.
Just got mugged. I get to the point where I literally just walk in like that and just start putting things on a t-shirt. I'm gonna wear like incredibly oversized clothing. And be like, cool,
Oh,
that's my basket.
trust. Bro,
No, I wear a papoose like they would do with the kids at the front, right?
Mm.
They'll be like, why are you wearing that? Just be like, breads at the top, milk's in there. Start stuffing that. It's like I carry my shopping now, bro. I gotta save money. I'll take my golf bag in on the trolley. Yeah. I've lost my baguette.
Then he's coming out with a pair of combat trousers, cheese in his pockets.
Straight. Just a tool belt. Like, how much shopping can I fit on myself?
Alright. Workplace travel times.
Jarring.
It's like, bro, especially if you've got a long day, say you've got a 12, 14-hour day, and then you've got an hour and a half travel to work.
Jarring.
Maybe an hour, 2 hour travel back, depending on traffic. Oh, somebody's decided to have an accident on the road. Great, make my 2 hour journey home 3 hours.
It's jarring.
And where does that time come from? Not from your work hours, that comes from your sleep. So now you're even more
That's for
fatigued.
free. For free.
Yeah. Bro, I used to I still do kind of factor that into the actual amount that I'm earning on any given day.
That's mad.
Because that's still time that I'm either traveling to or traveling from or whatever else. Like, it still counts. But to others, it don't. Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
Like
it's a
that,
blessing that I drive. I mean, I can't imagine what it'd be like having to get on trains and rush hour, man.
I mean, you've been there, though, bro. It's a while back, but you've been there.
It was too long ago for me to remember. I erased that memory.
Bro, I remember falling asleep on a train in the underground on one of the hottest days of the year, and the train stopped in the tunnel. And my mate woke me up after like 5, 10 minutes of sitting. I was like, what the hell is going on? Bro, I used to hate trains. And the most annoying thing about trains, with a bus, if you miss your stop, you can just jog back a couple of minutes, you're fine. A train, you're in another town.
For real.
Bro, I seriously messed up with trains before and got on a national rail when I was meant to get on like a district line or something. And I ended up completely out there. And I was like, yeah, I didn't even have a ticket for this train. How did I get back?
I mean, I've got friends who have been like on way back from like nights out and fallen asleep and woken up like miles out. Like you're talking, instead of being in London, they've ended up in like Kent. They fell asleep or passed out.
Yeah, I've never done that.
And got like basically there for the night. Couldn't get back.
Damn.
I had one who ended up in Hounslow, I think. And they were from like well other side of London. It was a lot of trains they couldn't really get back. And then they called someone but couldn't pronounce where they were because it was so
Bro, I've been so hammered I forgot my bank pin before.
Oh, that's jarring. That's so jarring.
And like, this was before contactless.
Yeah, that's jarring.
We're so privileged now. Like, bro, if you get asked to put your pin in, it's like somebody asked for like. I couldn't.
And it's the stress of when you do know it. Like, if you're sober and you know your pin,
Mm.
but then as soon as you go to enter it, your brain goes, let's go. What is it now? And you're like, oh, no. No, it's definitely that. Are you sure? You sure it's not that way?
Mm.
Oh, no. Incorrect. Oh, stress. Stress. Everyone looking at you like, brokey.
Workplace food,
Mine ain't that bad, actually.
but they charge you for it, and that's the thing.
And
So
I get a discount, which means I spend even more, so I'm trapped.
exactly, and bro, that discount is always a trap
Mm.
because again, you're there to make money, but they find their way to take it back from you
Oh, yes.
instantly with VAT. So you may be getting an employee discount.
You know you pay VAT on PT sessions?
You pay VAT on everything.
No, you're. Most
What don't you pay VAT on?
cakes.
Jaffa cake.
That is exactly why that came to my head.
But
Or is it biscuits? Whatever side of the argument. Look up the Jaffa cake thing. It's quite open.
it's a cake. Damn it.
It's not that they argue that they're biscuits, not cake.
Now you've done the bank pin thing to my brain. Damn you. Right, let's get out this proverbial scramble. Workplace pet peeves, Dave. That was meant to be the topic of this
The
episode.
whole shebang, bro. The whole shebang. Customers. Customers can be jarring.
Yeah, but also they can be quite interesting too.
True. I miss those times as security days when I used to wind people up by being professional.
Thought you were going to say something else then. I remember things that you've done off the ceiling, off the roofs. Make it rain.
What are you talking about, bro?
You on a very, very tall building offering free car washes, shall we say.
You got pee, but
Still a funny memory.
sometimes you got pee into the wind. I mean, there's peeing
No,
into the wind on like on a hill or whatever. But it's doing it up the building, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. I did face away from traffic, but I'm a bit high up. I don't really know where it goes. Once it goes off the edge, I don't know where it goes.
How many people do you reckon can? It raining.
To be fair, it was 6 o'clock in the morning, so
Yeah. Still. Definitely not workplace appropriate. Trying to think.
don't worry anymore.
Any more workplace pet peeves? I mean, political correctness in the workplace is just like constantly looking over your shoulder.
Oh, people who gatekeep things unnecessarily. Like you'll ask for something and they'll just get aggy about it. Be like, no, we can't use those. Why not? No, we have to do this. It's really good, man. No, this is the policy. No. And to add to that, people who try power trip on people when they actually have no power in their positions, and they try to tell people about themselves, it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Bro, people power tripping.
I've had people at the same level as me before try to call me out for not doing my job, and then me tear them apart. It's the point they're visibly upset. And then they learn their lesson about why they don't come after me like that, because they're not the boss.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so much you can stand for, man.
And that's the thing that people that try to like bend the rules to their will and try to like swing their power really Illuminati. Because this is a 9 to 5. The day ends. And like
And now so do you, boy.
people do seem to forget that we actually live in a real world and there are consequences to actions and how you treat people and everything else. Like they seem to think that there's just protection in the world, but there really isn't that much. Like, more and more, you're seeing how much of a mess the world is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is going to be the kind of slow awakening of the world where people realize it's actually quite a tough world out there. Because a lot of people have been taking their foot off the gas, going easy, and da 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 da. And now it's time to play catch up. It's like the old adage of hard times and easy men. Oh, easy men. Hard times and damn it, butchered it. But
On that note, let's wrap this thing up.
do you ever see from this episode?
Absolutely not, because that's what you do.
Yeah, bro, you took over the episode. Can you not at least give
Look
it
back for every big day takeover. At this point, I normally just go.
I
And you
mean,
just do your thing.
to be fair, I'm surprised you got this far.
Steer this vessel somewhere.
True. But if you are having workplace drama, I mean, we didn't actually even give anybody advice about handling any of the drama. We just put it out there that these things are annoying.
Well, look out for that episode down the line.
Damn it. I will try to help you out down the line, people, I swear. But
Drop to it on his own.
this is a Dave takeover, so my hands are essentially tied.
I'm so doing that to you one day. It'd be a hilarious intro.
Saucy.
Just you in a valley and your hands tied. Like, it's a big day takeover.
We definitely need a paywall for that one. But I guess the seed for this episode is going to be
In a warehouse.
if you are in a
Or a
workplace.
shipping container. An old job.
If you are. You don't understand how annoying that is from an editing perspective. Like, seriously. I was going to catch a dead leg in a second. The seed for this episode. Dude, just let me.
I was trying, bro, but my body's trying to end itself, okay?
Do it quietly or do it off camera. Like, seriously.
You don't see how bad that was. That caught me so off guard. I was just sitting there chilling next to him like, plump. Oh my god.
Right. Before he takes his very last breath and the diabetes finally takes hold of his soul, let's have a seed for this episode. If you are in a workplace that is a little bit toxic.
Junkyard. That's what I would do. Dude, like some old rusty cranes and that, bro. Be a perfect hostage situation. And then be like, it's a big day takeover. What's up, bro?
Can we go back to the intro bit of public figures that are... Because I think I've got a name or two to throw out.
You always said I'm not creative enough, man.
The seed for this episode, for the 99th time, hey, that's got no A, B's or C's in it. The seed for this episode is, if you are in a workplace that is a bit toxic, if you're finding it hard to deal with the people that you work with, if you're finding people infuriating and enraging and want to stamp on their heads, take a breath, understand that it's not best to do on camera, and workplaces are full of cameras.
Old cinema.
In all seriousness, try to understand that some of us need to get our jobs to pay the damn bills. I'm trying to stay on topic here.
The woods.
It's so hard.
That's what she said. Oh, God.
Bro. Try stick with it. You will get through. I will get through. Send help. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
This one's done.